Were you ever making a pillow cover and you wanted the inside of your pillow to be just as pretty as the outside, meaning you want the seams to be nice and finished and everything all enclosed? Well, I developed this really simple technique that I call the magic pillow facing tutorial that will allow us to put these together in a certain order so that when we peek in the inside of our pillow cover, that all of the seams are nice and enclosed and it's nice and neat and pretty on the inside as well. I'm going to walk you through really quickly how to do that. It's not a difficult process. You just take it a step at a time, and I will tell you how to do that. Okay, so first we have three things here. We have our pillow front, our pillow back, and the facing for our pillow. Let's talk through each one of these pieces here. The pillow front I have here is going to be a piece of patchwork that has been quilted with a single piece of batting. Now you can use a single piece of fabric. You can use a heavier upholstery weight fabric, even your prettier quilting cotton. Even though if I'm using a quilting cotton, I'm probably going to still do a little bit of quilting to give it a little bit of stability. But you can do a pieced or applique pillow front, or you can have a quilted pillow front. If you're doing a quilting, there's no need to put a backing on it. I would just quilt the pillow front with a piece of batting, and you'll understand why in a minute. And that's because we're going to put a facing in this pillow, and that facing is what's going to kind of enclose all of our seams and make a really pretty inside to your pillow. So you have your pillow front. Next, you're going to go ahead and prepare your pillow back. As you can see, I have my envelope style pillow back already prepared. I basically cut the fabric out about 1.5 inches, bigger than half of the height of the pillow front. So this is 18 inches. I cut out 1.5 inches, so that would be 9.5 inches. Then I double folded and sewed a seam on each one. Then I overlapped them so that they're the same height as the pillow front, and I stitched it down on the sides right there. So we have this opening so that we can, when it's finished, we can stick our pillow form right inside of that opening. I also often like to put a zipper in. You would do the same thing, install your zipper, and then also we'll talk about cutting these all down to size in a moment. And then you have your facing. Now each one of these pieces needs to be the same exact size. I'm using an 18-inch pillow form, and when I'm using an 18-inch pillow form, I like to actually cut my fabric to be or my pillow pieces for my pillow cover to be 18 inches as well, because I like a really snug fit. So at the end, with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, it's going to sew down to about 17.5 inches. Okay, so let me show you how to do this. The first thing we're going to do is set our facing aside. We're going to place our pillow front right side or pretty side up, and we're going to place our pillow back wrong side up so that the two pieces are now right sides together. If this pillow has a zipper in it, you want to make sure that this opening is actually open, and that'll be important when it comes time to turn things right side out so that you can actually finish up and use your pillow cover. Okay, so we're placing this right sides together. We're looking at the wrong side of the pillow back right here, and now I'm just going to put a few pins around the perimeter just to hold it all together. The first thing that we're going to do is, after we've pinned sort of lightly all the way around, I just want to kind of hold it together in place here because we're going to pin it more heavily in a moment. So just a few pins around the perimeter. Okay, just like that. Now, at the bottom, we want to sew a seam 1/4 inch from the edge of the fabric, but about 4 inches long, and we want to create a locking stitch on either end. And what I'm going to do is just put a pin in here and another straight pin in about here to show us where to start and stop. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, 1/4 inch from the edge. We're going to sew about a 4-inch seam right here along the bottom, and I set locking stitch, so that locking stitch can be a back stitch, or if your machine has the locking stitch, you can do that as well. So let me go ahead and sew the sewing machine and take care of that. Okay, so we stitched that with a seam 1/4 inch from the edge. Now you'll notice I'm going to leave those 2 straight pins in because we need those as guides for the next step. So now I'm going to grab my facing, and I'm going to take my facing and place that wrong side up as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and also pull these pins out, keep everything nice and aligned, and go ahead and pin around the whole perimeter of my project. Now I'm going to keep these pins in the same location so I can know where that seam started and stopped on the first 2 pieces, that the pillow front and the backing, and you'll see why that matters in just a moment. So I'm just carefully lining up the 3 layers, making sure the ends are nice and aligned. I'm just putting a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around. You can actually do a larger seam allowance if you would like on that, but on most pillows I find that to be adequate. Okay, so now it's pinned all the way around. Now, I want you to do 2 things. One, either you can use a marking tool. I'm going to put these here to differentiate between the pins, the straight pins that I have already, here and here, just something so I can remember to start and stop. I'm not going to tell you how many times while using this technique that I actually stitched all the way around my pillow or something like that, and that's not going to work. So what we want to do now is we want to overlap the original seam by about 1/4 inch or more here and here, and then we want to do a locking stitch or a back stitch, so all the way around and come back here. Another thing that I like to do when doing this process or making pillows period is, instead of stopping at 1/4 inch from the corner, pivoting and turning, I stitch all the way off the edge, take it off the machine, and then start the seam on the next side afresh. And what this does is it helps us create nice crisp corners right there on our pillow. So I want you to take this to your sewing machine now, overlap the original seam by about 1/4 inch, do a locking or back stitch, and you're going to stitch all the way around your pillow, stopping again 1/4 inch past that original stitch as well. So we're going to take this to our sewing machine and do that now. Okay, so we have that slightly less than 4-inch opening here. It's stitched all the way around. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do, and it feels like I stitched a straight pin inside of there, but I think I can grab it when I turn it inside out. Okay, so now the last thing I'm going to do is reach in through this opening and make my first turn. Let me try to grab the straight pin out before I poke myself. There we go. Don't do that. Take all your straight pins out. Okay, so now we're going to reach in through this opening and go ahead and turn our pillow out. What we're going to be seeing as we push this through that 4-inch opening is we're going to see our facing and the inside of, or the wrong side of our backing fabric, or the pillow back fabric, as we turn it out. And I'm not actually going to poke the corners just yet. I'm going to poke them out just a little bit, but we're going to do most of the poking the corners out in the very final step. Okay, so we turn that out mostly. Now this is where I said that if you do have a zipper, you want it to leave that zipper open, because if it was not, we would have a hard time on this last step. So now that it's done, we're going to open the main opening of our pillow and turn it out so we can see our pillow front once again. So there's actually 2 turns that you do. Here and then here. We're almost finished, And then we're going to take something gentle. Let me poke around in my drawer and find something we can use. Okay, I normally am not going to use scissors or something that'll poke a hole, but like the end of a seam ripper is actually a nice thing to use. And now I'm just going to work here and start to poke my corners out. We want a pretty nice sharp corner there on our corners. And I probably should have poked them out a little bit more on the last step. So if I need to, I still can go through the original hole and poke through there as well. So we're going to take time and poke our corners out so they're nice and sharp for all 4 of our corners. So take the time to do that. And I would probably spend a little bit more time with that, but that is what we need to do. Okay, so the last step in this process is on the inside of our pillow at the very bottom where we have that 4-inch opening. You want to go and whip stitch it closed. Now a lot of times I just pop that back out or open it up, press it, and you're going to do a little whip stitch seam right here along the bottom to close that up. But what happens now when we look inside of our pillow, it's nice and pretty and all of your seams are enclosed inside of that facing in the inside. As a last step, I normally would go around and press the outside edge of my pillow and also possibly do a little top stitch around the whole outside edge as well, to sort of give it a nice pretty frame all the way around. So that, my friends, is the magic pillow facing tutorial.